I'm an idiot. Yeah, see, this is why we have to do these tests, guys. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know, Justin. Something I want to I've been want to ask you about is I've been trying to get the delay, the audio video sync delay fixed. That was a big part of today, and I hope it's a little bit better. I think I could still use some fine tuning, but does it look like the sound is coming out of my mouth at the moment I'm speaking? I hope, or at least pretty close. It's been a huge bane for me because I want to make sure that I'm not making people uncomfortable or jarring you guys while I'm doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. That's I have quite a delay on it, actually. I had to put it up almost a whole second delay on this. I guess it's a common issue whenever doing live streams through Streamlabs OBS. It seems to be about that long. If not, I'll just cover the microphone with my mouth and you'll never see it, and it won't be a big deal. Like okay, half a second or something. Thanks for letting me know, Justin. So I wanted to talk about some things since I guess we're doing a stream right now. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was that I created a podcast, and that's actually available on Spotify and Pocket Casts and Anchor right now, and should be soon on Apple Podcasts and some other places. So it's available now. If you want to go listen to it, go listen to it. I'll make sure you guys get a link. Let me grab that for you. And if you're on the Facebook fan page already, you already have that link. But if you're not, and you're joining me right here, right now for the first time, you may not know about the Facebook group. We have a Facebook group for the Magic Minute specifically, and it's a place where the whole community here on YouTube, all the fans of the Magic Minute could get together, and they can chat offline when we're not doing videos. They can check for advice and post their own videos and say, hey, look, I need help with this move, or whatever you have you. And it's a really growing community, very, very helpful and useful to the viewers of the Magic Minute. So I'm very excited to be able to have that as a platform for us all to get together and hang out. I'm going to get that link right now so that way I can share it with you. I'd love if you guys give it a listen. It is, honestly, it's amateur. It's my first time ever doing one. And, I have this thing where I want things to be perfect before I set them out. But then it gets to a point where you get nervous and you go, I don't want it to suck. It's probably going to suck. And maybe I need to think about doing it some more. And then I end up getting what's called analysis paralysis, where I can't ever get something out. And so that's not cool either. So I was like, I'm just going to bite the bullet. I'm going to put together the best thing that I possibly can with my abilities right now, and I'll improve over time as, okay, let's see. I think it's anchorfm.magicminute. Yes. Okay, so if you want to go there, the easiest place you can get it, because let's say you don't have Spotify or something and you want to be able to listen to it for free without getting Spotify, then you're going to need to be able to put it on this, which is Anchor. Anchor will allow you to listen to it for free. Anchor.fm/Magic Minute. And that way you can go check out the podcast. It's about 11 minutes long, a little over 11 minutes long. I talk about my hot take on a new magic effect that came out from Illusionist, some advice on virtual magic shows, and some exciting news for me personally. I'm pretty excited. It's a new venture for me, and it's always scary the first time you try it. But what the heck, you gotta grow or die, right? Justin's saying I was gonna upload Saturday, recorded late, and then when sat down to edit, half the footage wasn't recorded. Man, I'll tell you, Justin, that's happened to me so many times. I've gone back and forth with with those kind of struggles. I've had stuff where, like, most recently I shot this thing and I was like, oh yeah, this is really good. And a lot like this microphone issue we had when we started tonight, I started this, I had this really great take and I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect. The delivery was great. I didn't stutter. I didn't say, I didn't do anything. I got my point across very clearly and succinctly, and I was very excited. And I went back and checked the footage, and my audio had not been recorded. I guess the little plug didn't go in all the way to the camera, and it totally destroyed all my footage, because I couldn't use it. I had no audio. So I know what you're talking about, Justin. It is a struggle. It is a constant struggle. Now I have a checklist, and I go through and I check every single thing. It's like starting up a NASA ship or something, because I'll go, okay, is it plugged into both whatevers? Is it are they powered on? Do they have battery? Do they have whatever? And so I have this checklist of everything, and I go through it now to make sure that I am not missing anything, because nothing is more frustrating than spending all that time setting up lights and the cameras and setting everything to the perfect settings and getting everything just so, shooting it, then breaking everything down, and then going, oh crap, you bring in the editor and you have no audio, or you're out of focus or something. It's very frustrating. I understand. So how's the rest of the stream coming in, though? Is everything nice and smooth and sharp and beautiful? I hope it is. I'm just looking at whatever Streamlabs has for me, and it tells me that everything looks pretty good, but I don't know, because I'm not seeing myself live over YouTube right now. So hopefully everything's nice and sharp and well lit, and the audio is good. I'm trying really hard to give you guys some nice quality here. My lighting has been weird trying to fix. You might look at something called 3-point lighting. It's a technique for lighting a scene. I don't use 3-point lighting. I use like maybe 1 or 2-point lighting. There's the third point is, so you got like the key light, you got the backlight, or the the accent light, and then you usually have like a hair light, which will help separate you from the background and give you like a little bit of a shine on the edge of your head there. But I usually don't bother with that one. Video is excellent. Audio is excellent. That's great. I am noticing there is a little bit of a flicker whenever it's trying to figure out the white balance, because I have an incandescent light on here. My sister-in-law is out there working on a project with my wife. That's the patio, one of them. And so I have a different light temperature than I have up here. And I notice the white balance keeps shifting, and I can turn a little bit yellow, and then a little bit, see if I can do it. Yeah. See, there it is. And then it changes again. Well, it will change. Yeah, so I've been noticing that. That's a little bit of a annoyance, but that'll get fixed if I didn't have this light on. So what else am I working on? Well, that podcast is a big thing for me. I hope you guys go listen to it. You give me your feedback, your honest feedback on it, because I'm kind of about it. The other stuff is, that video I put up the other day is doing still really good. I've been amazed with the performance of it. The views are still going up. Got a lot of watch time hours, and it's also gave me some subscribers, which is wonderful. I got introduced to a whole new audience, so that's really wonderful. I'm hoping to keep that momentum up and do some more of those in the coming weeks. Justin says the video is excellent too. My phone is automatically setting to 240 because of poor internet, so I can't really tell there's a flicker. Perfect, great, excellent. I look great. I look great in 240p. So something else I want to do too, guys, in relation to that podcast, the podcast, is I'm going to want to start taking questions on air. So I'm going to leave a link for where you guys can call me and leave a message directly into my podcasting app, and then I can include those in the podcast and respond to them. So it'd be like calling and leaving a question. I think that's going to be a really cool way to get the community involved more, and you guys won't have to wait necessarily hoping that I'll see a message or comment or whatever, that you can ask me directly and then I can respond on air. So I would love to do that. I think it'd be really fun, and it would get you guys involved more, which I always want to do. This channel is built with all of us, so I'm trying to find ways for us all to interact more. What do I want to talk about? Oh, sounds really cool. All right, Justin, then you're gonna have to record one. You're gonna have to record me a question. And I'm going to pick the best ones and send those out. Make those part of a But I'd probably do the podcasts. I'm thinking about like once every 2 weeks. I might do it every week. They're not as hard as the videos to edit or record because the editing process is different, because I can sit here and I can record, and then if I mess up a part, I can cut right there as I'm recording. I can cut out the bad part and then just repeat myself, and do that on the fly. So I can record a perfect thing in real time, and I don't have to worry about going back and adding overlays and everything. It's not as complicated and not as exhaustive of a process. So looking forward to hopefully being able to turn out like one of those one a week. I don't know what they're all going to be about. I think that mostly I'm going to do hot takes or my opinion on something in the world of Magic. It might be news. It might be a Magic release. And then I'll also give like a piece of advice, answer some questions that are sent in to me if I got those. And then, maybe some other piece of information. As long as no one has a thick accent. Well, it's a, yeah, I never had a problem with accents, like understanding accents. There are only a couple that I'm just like, I'm sorry, I need to repeat that. I didn't get it. But most of the time I'm pretty good with understanding different accents. Justin's pissed at Streamlabs. He just said, "Hey there, rookie. How you like my old job?" He's talking about the Streamlabs chat bot that's automatically feeding all of the links to the comments for me and for him, because it's just us right now, Justin. I don't really need you to help me with getting me those interesting questions or moderating anybody, but. We got AMS Magician on. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for coming to join. I noticed your comment the other day saying, hey, you'd see me from a long time ago. And, welcome back. Super cool to talk with you. Thanks for joining the stream. So, AMS Magician left me a comment the other day. And said, hey, this was actually I think it was on the Tom Elderfield video that I did. He says, hey, I realized that I watched you a long time ago, and I think it was the Pharaoh. I think that you told me that was on. This is coming off of memory here, but had seen a video of mine from a long time ago, and then came back across my channel just recently and went, hey, I've seen your stuff, and it's cool because, well, yeah, that's from my former time, way earlier. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, whenever I had this channel originally. For those who don't know, I've been on YouTube for like a long time, like 9 years or something. But the thing was, and I was going like gangbusters when I was on the first time. I was getting like 100,000 views on a video. I'd drop something, and bam, you could guarantee, hundreds of thousands of people would see it. And I was monetized. I think I made about $1,000 through the YouTube Partner Program. And then, about the height of that, I decided that I was going to leave and pursue other stuff. And then it was like 4 years later, I decided to come back. That was last year. So the landscape has changed. I have to work very hard now to get back to where I was. But I enjoy the challenge, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So very glad to be back. And I'm so happy to meet old friends. So let's see. I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments here. Says, yeah, glad to be here. Well, I'm glad you're here too. Justin says, I can almost do the spring fan because of your videos from like 2010. Oh, the pressure fan. Yeah. That's a thing. I'm actually going to be mining some of my old video content, and I'll be updating it. So AMS Magician, the pressure fan is not impossible, and there's actually a more recent tutorial, because I actually put a. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments. Justin says he's going to mute Streamlabs for spam. So I need to adjust it. Normally I have a lot more viewers, and then it won't go as fast, but it's going a little bit faster right now because we don't have that many people talking. But the pressure fan, I actually did a video. I did an updated video on that just recently. Justin, do you think you could pull that up for us? If you can't, that's cool. I'll see if I can find it. But um, I have a video that I did just recently, how to fan cards like a magician. In fact, if you type that into Google, you'll probably find me pretty easily. Let's do youtube.com. Okay. How to fan cards like a magician. And guess what? I'm ranking somewhere in there. I don't know. Okay. So maybe I'm not. I used to rank for that keyword, but I guess not anymore. That's okay. I will show you, because I want you to watch mine, of course. I mean, there's lots of great tutorials out there, but worked real hard on mine, and I think it's very informative and goes through the whole thing. So I'm going to show you mine. How to fan cards like a magician. Oh no, it's how does a magician fan cards? And here it is. So there's that. There you go. There you go. I got it for you. So, yes, we got that video goes over thumb fans, one-handed fans, and pressure fans. And it does it from, actually I have a 2-camera setup so you can see what the top of the hand is doing and the bottom of the hand, and it cuts back and forth depending on what part you need to be paying attention to at what point. Justin, I beat you to it. I'm sorry, brother. Bless your heart. I did beat you to it. Well, I've got my ninja skills here. I'm sitting in front of a computer, and I'm a touch typist, so I can go pretty fast. But thank you for posting that. Thank you. Please do. I worked very hard on it, and it's as in depth as I think I could possibly make a fanning tutorial. So I hope that it serves you well, and that you can get something out of it. AMS Magician also asks, more magic bloopers soon. Yes, but only for patrons. So I don't know if you guys know this. And I'll let you know, AMS. So bloopers, regular bloopers, are a patron a patron benefit. So I have a Patreon account, www.patreon.com/themagicminute. I've got 4 wonderful patrons right now, hoping to grow that. But that's one of the things that you get for being a patron. You get to watch those bloopers from episodes of the Magic Minute. Because of the virus that will not be named, the Voldemort virus, we'll call it. I realized that I had some content that people might like to see, something that was entertaining that might cheer people up. And I asked my patrons. I said, "Hey guys, would you be cool with this?" I had this idea to share the bloopers with everybody. So the bloopers were already on Patreon as a benefit, and they were only released publicly because my patrons said, "Yeah, let's go ahead." They're paying for that, but they said, "Yeah, let's." We're all cool with sharing this for the general public. So it's not that I'm taking them away or moving them to Patreon. They were always on Patreon, and then they were just generously donated for a short time by my patrons for everyone else. So those will be going away on April 20th. They are all going back to patron only. All the ones that are up right now will go back to unlisted or private, and then any future bloopers will be only on Patreon. So yeah, the Voldemort virus, that's what I'm going to call it. The VV. You can't call it the other thing, otherwise this video will get nowhere. But yeah, so there's no confusion. It was already a Patreon benefit, and then it's not being taken away from everybody. It was never theirs to begin with, and I'm just restoring order to how it was before. But my patrons were wonderful enough to pay to share that with the rest of the community. So I think that's really great on them, and I make sure to give them lots of credit for that. Any questions about TAOM? So about the Voldemort virus. So no, as far as I understand, it's still on. We should still be on for TAOM. That there's been no question about it being, at least not that I've heard. and I'm one of the featured performers that's supposed to be there. So, of anybody, I think I should definitely get the 411 on what's happening. And nobody's contacted me. Nobody's told me anything. There's no information about it on the website. I believe that it's so far off into the future. It's in September, and I don't think that there's going to be any issue with it being canceled or postponed. So, as far as I understand, it's still on, and I'm still doing it, and I'm planning like that's the case because I'm excited to meet some people who are going to be trying to come down here, some Magic Minute fans who are going to be trying to come down to CTAWM. It'll be a chance to meet with me. And we're also going to be doing like probably a live stream there and some other content, so maybe some podcast stuff now because I've got that. Probably a collaboration or set of collaboration videos with DC Magic Girl, which is another YouTuber. She's awesome. You should go check out her channel if you haven't already. DC Magic Girl, and that's just like it sounds. Great magician, and she definitely needs deserves your attention. So. Please refrain from spamming symbols. I'm gonna have to adjust the sensitivity on that AMS. I don't know what's going on. This is all the software is very new to me. This is only my second stream with it, and there's some tweaking that definitely needs to be done. But we're gonna have to hone it over time. Sorry if you get, messed up on there. Justin, of course, is an intelligent, thinking, feeling human being, and he can do a much better job than a robot. But I need an attorney to help with the case of me versus Streamlabs. Yeah, we'll tune it in, guys. Sorry about the issues there. If you run into anything like that, like you really think that what you were posting or whatever was not spammy or was not screwed up, and it's nerfing you for no reason, please let me know. Get in touch with me. Leave me a comment or get in touch with me on the Facebook community page, and I will be definitely happy to hear your input because I need to tweak this to make it work better. So I pray your forgiveness and your counsel when it comes to making it better. Thank you very much for your patience on that. Yes, so thank you for asking me about TAOM. I think that's still going on. I think I'm going to end up spending a couple nights there over that weekend because I want to make sure that I'm taking in the full experience. It's not too far from home, but it's far enough from home. It's about 2 hours from home. It's enough time that if I left and came back and stuff, it would just be more economical for me to stay there, and it would give me a lot more time to hang out with people, especially if some of the Magic Minute fans do end up making it out. And I would love to meet you guys in person, shake your hands, because you've made this whole past year so cool and so interesting and exciting. And even during the height of this pandemic that we're in, I'm still having a blast. So, and that's in large part to you guys. So it's almost like the outside world isn't touching me, and it's a really special thing, and I can't wait, and I hope to meet some of you. Yeah, Streamlabs is really spammy. AMS Magician says, the Magic Cafe is a bunch of arguments that are surprisingly intriguing. Yeah. I try not to. So the thing is, if you know me personally, you know that I stay the heck out of politics. And that could be governmental politics, like which presidential candidate or which political party is going to win or which one you support or whatever. I have my own opinions, but nobody knows what they are, and that's on purpose. And it's the same thing with because you go to Facebook and you see all these people bickering back and forth about, I like Bernie Sanders, or I like Donald Trump, or I like this person, or I like that person, this person for president. Oh, your person's an idiot, my person's the best. And this tribalistic nature, it grosses me out. I don't like it. And you can have your opinions and stuff, and but don't ask me to share mine because I'm not going to get involved in your argument. Ultimately, it's not something that's healthy, I think, to obsess about. I mean, too much of anything is a bad thing. So I think some people, like, their whole identity, their whole person is just their political affiliation. So that same kind of tribalistic nature appears on the Magic, or on the Magic Cafe. Not that it's not a wonderful resource. It absolutely is. There are some very brilliant and talented people on there that know a whole lot about Magic. But it tends to be just 5 pages of people back and forth trying to say, well, what I really meant was, and then you took it wrong, and then, oh, well, I apologize of this, but I understand this, this, and this. It's like, what does it have to do with Magic? Like, why are you guys bickering? Like, all we're asking is, who invented the top palm? Why are you guys going back and forth about, 5 pages about, why certain person needs to be president, and that this person's a snowflake and that person's like, what does it have to do with anything? Like, guys, I can't stand that kind of stuff, and I avoid it whenever possible. I'll go to the Magic Cafe every once in a while as a resource tool to look up something if somebody knows an answer to something that has been asked before, and I'm just coming across it. But I don't ever get deeply involved in the cafe. I'm a casual observer. I come from a very high level. I look for the parts that I need, and then I get the heck out of there as fast as I can. I just can't. I can't deal with it. It is a bunch of toddlers. It's like it's like a bunch of it's like herding cats too. Like, because it's trying to get them to stay on topic and answer the question that was originally asked without devolving into a bunch of chaos. It's impossible. And it's like, okay, great. I'm just going to skip to to page 27 and finally see if somebody answered the question that was originally posted 26 pages ago. So that's why I stay away from the Magic Cafe. Nothing to say that it's not a fabulous resource, and it's full of, again, very knowledgeable and wonderful magicians. And not everybody on the platform is that way. It's just, if I'm speaking in generalities, more often than not, I run across that kind of thing, and I just can't. I got enough drama in my own life. I don't need to read about other people's drama. So, oh, that is a good question. I do you want my opinion? I don't know. There's a wonderful copy of The Expert at the Card Table, a treatise of art and subterfuge with a deck of cards, or whatever the full title is. But Martin Gardner did a annotated version of Expert at the Card Table, and Martin is a pretty authoritative subject, or authoritative source on the subject of S.W. Erdnase and the Expert at the Card Table. And he did a whole annotated edition. I don't know if it's still available or if you can find it, but it's really full of interesting points and topics and discussion about the character of who S.W. Erdnase was. We all know it's a pseudonym for something else. One of the questions is maybe it was a gentleman by the name of E.S. Andrews, and that his name is that S.W. Erdnase is a ambigram for E.S. Andrews. I guess he was some kind of card shark or con man from that time period, 1902. The general story, as far as I understand it, was that this E.S. Andrews character was a card cheat con man, got caught with a prostitute in a hotel, I believe killed the prostitute, and then committed suicide. It's a pretty dark thing. I mean, and I don't know if I got all the facts right here, okay? So don't quote this as don't absorb this into your brain as fact. But there was some very dark thing like that, and that's one of the prevailing theories. But of course, there's some more other interesting theories about who it might have been as well, because it was published under a pseudonym with an ambigram name, and nobody knows who it really was. But I think there's some strong evidence to support one character over another. But take a look at that S.W. Erdnase, the Expert at the Card Table, annotated by Martin Gardner. That's a pretty interesting book if you want to learn more about Erdnase. Let's see if I want to make sure I got labor to get that dough. Oh, Justin says, if all goes well, I'll be going. Just got to labor to get that dough. I imagine you're talking about TAOM. I hope you can make it too. I would love to see you. It'd be pretty sweet. AMS Magician says, the Magic Cafe is more intriguing than the Tiger King. I have a story about the Tiger King and how I almost went to go work for him. If you guys want to hear that, type yeah in the comments, and I'll tell you that story. Yeah, let's see what else we got going on here. We got, have you ever heard of Titanic Thompson? Yes, I had heard of Titanic Thompson. In fact, my good friend Diamond Jim Tyler is a student of the character of Titanic Thompson, and he would be much more qualified to speak on the topic of Thompson than I would be. Sup, Zach? Oh, wow. Yes, I'll have to look for it. Yeah. Charles Pierce, message deleted. Hey, Charles, if I'm sorry, man. Hey, Charlie, if you guys get some problems, Terrell, if you guys get some problems, if you're just joining the stream now, if you have some problems with my chatbot being spammy or keeping you from posting something that like you would believe is perfectly fine to post, sorry, I'm still fine tuning the cloud bot that's helping me out. It's not perfect. I pray that you forgive some frustration that's ultimately going to happen because of not being able to get your message across. But it is going to be tweaked and fixed. If you have an issue, please let me know, and I'll try to remedy it in future live streams. Okay? Sorry about that. Okay, so I guess everybody wants to hear about my Tiger King story. Is that yeah? Okay. Okay. So here's the short version. Okay. So this was back in about 10 years ago. It's about 10 years ago. And yeah, 2010. It was October of 2010. And at that time, I was not even working as a magician yet. I mean, I had done a couple of restaurants, and it was kind of like a little something. It was still a side hustle, but it wasn't my full-time job. My full-time job was as a shipping manager at a .com. They sold closed-circuit television equipment to both commercial and private real estate. And it was a way to, protect properties or whatever. And that was an okay job. Wasn't bad. It was my job I got right after the Magic Network company that I worked for closed down. Went to go work for the CCTV company as a shipping manager, and then that job went kaput after the. This was 2008. Well, yeah. So I was unemployed for a little while. Anyway, I'm unemployed. I'm having a hard time finding work. It's the whole economy is not doing great and everything, and I had not yet had the idea to decide to become a magician full time yet. And so I have a friend, or Joe Exotic, and I have a mutual friend, and I'm gonna leave some of these names out just to protect the innocent or whatever. But so I get a Facebook message saying, "Hey, Alan, are you still looking for work?" And I said, "Heck yeah, I am." And this magician friend of mine, he goes, "Well, I'm going on tour with Joe Exotic. We're going to be doing a touring show across the nation, and we are in need of a stage manager. Would you be interested in being a stage manager for our traveling magic show?" And I said, "Heck yeah, I would. Yeah, that sounds really cool, right? A guy that's out of work but wants to be a magician but doesn't have any, no ties to anything. Yeah, let's go hop on the road. Let's go. I'll be a stage manager. We'll go do the magic show. It'll be a great experience. It'll be great, not only professional experience but just a life experience. Let's go do it." So, I go, and it's about flash forward to. It's like I think it was October. It was a couple months before that, but October is whenever I was going to do my nightly ritual. We had to wait a little while for uh, this whole thing to come about. Right, they weren't going on tour yet. I had a supply, or I had said, yeah, I could be the stage manager for it. Yeah, I'm interested. And they said, okay, great. We're not ready to leave yet, but when we are, we'll reach back out to you. And I said, okay. So it was, it was going to be in a couple months. So, flash forward a couple months later, it's October. I'm doing my nightly ritual unemployed person thing, which is going to Waffle House and staying up till 3 or 4 in the morning talking with a good friend of mine over coffee. That's something I used to do on a weekly basis. So I meet this girl there. She's beautiful, just stunningly gorgeous woman, young woman. 19. I was 23 at the time, so it wasn't that weird. But I was just entranced with her, and I was like, wow, isn't she amazing? I just love her energy. I love what she's about. She's gorgeous. She's funny. She's witty, flirty as heck, and I was smitten. So we're paying out, and I'm paying for my coffee, and she's wearing a wedding ring. Okay, and I go, oh man. It was like a kick to the gut, And about the time that I'm starting to feel that wave of complete despair and disappointment, she tells me, "Hey, you like the ring? I wear this to scare off the creeps that are hitting on me, over on the graveyard shift when they're coming off from drinking at the bars or whatever." And what I took that to mean was that she was interested in me. Because why else is she telling me that this ring is fake unless she's trying to indicate to me that she's interested, right? That's my thinking. So I went, okay, cool. And so we exchanged Facebook information and chatted a couple of times. She told me when her next shift was. I went to go see her that time. And then we started dating, right? And we went on maybe 2 or 3 dates or something like that. And we were getting about the time where a decision was going to have to be made about the stage manager. It was silly because I was still unemployed and I needed a job. I needed something to bring money in. But I couldn't think about leaving this woman that I had just met and was just absolutely in love with. I couldn't think about leaving her to go then on a national tour because I knew that I would lose her. And so I ended up telling my magician friend that they'd have to find somebody else because I couldn't do this. I had other things I had to go see to, which is crazy because I hardly knew this person. I only been on a couple of dates, and I'm going to now throw away an entire experience and magic career and chance at a job and all these things. But the long story is that woman is my wife and the mother of my 2 children. So I made the right decision for me for a lot of reasons. So that's the story. I was so close to going on tour with Joe Exotic and his counterpart for this national tour, but I got so close. I was right there, and my wife saved me. My wife saved me in more than one way. That's my Joe Exotic story. I want to make sure I'm catching up with your guys' messages because I know you were sending me some. Streamlabs isn't a rookie. He's a humanity hater. Yeah, it's a robot. Yeah, crush, kill, destroy. Crush, kill, destroy. Have you ever been on Night Attack podcast? No, Brian hasn't asked me to be on it yet, but I think maybe whenever he sees my setup, that maybe he'll ask me to be on Night Attack. I would love to be on Night Attack. I think it'd be a lot of fun. It would help me, of course, bring up some more attention to my channel, which I wouldn't hate either. I love Night Attack. I enjoy the crap out of that, and I would love to do it. So, Brian, if you're watching this or you watch this later, ask me on Night Attack. I would love to do it. I think that I would get along, or I would have fun just chatting with everybody. I mean, it's such a fun group of characters, and it's exactly my people. So I would I'd be right at home there. I have literally no idea where this story is going, and I love that. Yeah. He just kind of flies around and taunts people and destroys buildings. Oh, you're not talking about me. I thought you were talking about my story. What's my story that I was flying around randomly without knowing what I was doing? Yeah, so Tiger King. I am so glad that I got out of that. That could have been a lot worse. Now, if you want to hear the other side of that, because I did not go be the stage manager, if you want to hear more about this story at the same chronological point in history as where my story takes place, you want to go take a look at Kyle Marlett. You want to go to Facebook and you want to look up Kyle Marlett. He is a magician that I've had the pleasure of working with in the past, doing trade shows. But Kyle Marlett, him and I are very close. We have a close mutual friend, and anyway, Kyle, I think, ended up going to. I'm not going to ruin his story. Just go look up Kyle Marlett on Facebook. He put a video up about his experience with Joe Exotic and the stage manager job and everything. We have some mutual friends in common, and I think he was the other guy. So definitely go check that out. I would love to hear, what you guys think of that whenever you go check it out. Hey, look, we just got a subscriber. I subscribed to myself. I subscribe to eating healthy and going to bed on time. That's what I subscribe to. That's amazing. Look at this. Wow. John just donated a test donation of $21. I want to use the buttons. I like the little chimey noise. Burn's here. Hey, was Burn? Feel the burn. Feel the burn. At the Magic Minute, AMS asked this a while ago. Have you read Magic in Mind? It's an ebook filled with essays that make you see magic from a new lens. No, I have not read Magic in Mind. I don't believe that I have read that, but I'd be curious to see where I could pick that up. You know, the books that I've read that I really like on viewing magic through different lenses, there is Making Real These two are by Richard Osterland. It's Making Real Magic and Making Magic Real. Those are two essays or books from Richard Osterland that I really, really enjoy. And then also Jay Sankey's Beyond Secrets is another one that I really, really love for looking at magic in a different context or different light. It's the philosophical nature of magic, which I'm more interested in than the tricks, which it's really hard because I want to do I started this channel with the idea that I was going to basically find the people who wanted to see the lectures on philosophy of magic instead of just the tricks. And then I realized that really I would be alone. It's the same thing that a lot of magician lecturers have found, that, as much as they want to talk about philosophy or the business of magic or some other thing, if you don't teach some tricks, people are going to be pissed off. No better knew this than Eugene Berger, who I've also had the pleasure of meeting, God rest his soul. But Eugene was a sweet, wonderful man and took a lot of time out to spend it with me. It was really wonderful. He was speaking at Austin College, and he was invited there by the philosophy professor, Larry Haas, who you may know from the Magic and Mystery School, also worked along with Eugene Berger and Jeff McBride. But I got to spend a whole lot of time with Eugene, and we got to talk about a lot of different stuff. I still have his business card he gave me, which was amazing. Amazing man. And he wrote a book on restaurant magic, and he also wrote a lecture on. I have a couple of his publications, but he had one where he was talking about restaurant magic, and he said, "Hey, I did this as a lecture in like 1983, and there were only 2 magicians that showed up to it because nobody wanted to hear about the philosophy or the business of magic. But I'm writing this." Note, whatever, I'm paraphrasing this, but I'm putting this out there for the hopes that some will find it valuable or something like that. But yeah, it's a common problem that, as much as people want to lecture about the good stuff, the real secrets of magic, if you don't teach some magic tricks in there, you're gonna have an empty room. And I found out that very early on with my channel as well. I was like, well, I'm going to have to teach something because otherwise people are just not going to want to listen to a guy. Nobody's looking for that. You can't type in, what do you type in YouTube? Magic philosophy? Like what's going to come up? Like not how magicians view, hanging out with other magicians or proper etiquette or that kind of stuff either. You won't find that. It doesn't exist. Nobody's looking for it. So I found out very quickly I was not going to rank, and my channel would never go anywhere if I just stayed with those topics. So I had to diversify. But let's see where I'm at. Guess I missed the stream. I was just telling some stuff. Then he told a story. Do you recommend getting Diamond Jim's Bamboozler series? Yes, Zack Attack. And I have to preface this, okay? Because Diamond Jim is a good personal friend of mine. I've known Jim since 2008. Okay, it was whenever I went to TAOM for the first time. It was in 2000. Might even be earlier than that. I might have been. No, I think it was about 2008. But I've known Jim for like 12 years, and going on 13. He's a good close personal friend. He does not live that far from me. And if you haven't seen my interview with him, you should go search that on my channel. I have a really great interview with him. But good, close personal friend. Known him for a lot of years. We share gigs back and forth because, we'll get overflow days where we can't book any more stuff, and we'll share gigs back and forth. Just go to his house and hang out and watch movies. We watched Harvey. Was it Harvey Rabbit? I think it is. Yeah, I know that's a classic movie, and I'm screwing up the name of it, but I know it's one of his favorite films. And but we go over there and hang out. We play video games, that kind of stuff. He's a cool guy. I like him a lot. So all that to say, I might be a little bit biased in recommending any of my friends' magic, but Bamboozlers is solid. There's a lot of really, really good material in there. In fact, a lot of what you see on Scam Nation it comes from those Bamboozler books. So if you want a good, nice, concise compendium of all these really great effects and bamboozlers and all that kind of stuff, it is a seriously good set. There are 3, and I think 4 is coming out soon. So go pick them up if you can. I can't get you a discount on them, but I can tell you that I think that it's money well spent. You'll really enjoy them. They're beautifully made and full of really great content and got great stuff. So speaking like a YouTuber, great content. But yeah, I'm biased because Jim is a friend of mine. But even if he wasn't, I would still recommend them. They're very good. What was that guy with the book about Erdnase? Martin Gardner. Martin Gardner. You want to check that out? Now make your bot troll people. All right. I will make it troll people. Sup, Cole Diamond. Cole Diamond, you left me a message the other day on the Anchor app when we were doing a live stream, and I couldn't understand. The recording was bad, and I couldn't understand what you sent me. So would you please send that to me again, or join us on the Facebook group and send me a message or something, so that way if it was something you don't want broadcast out here, you can send me a PM or something. But I couldn't understand what it was that you said. And please, if you need to repeat that you send that to me some way so I can respond to you properly. Mods can post links, but that's about it. Bernardo says, I want to learn to fly card from your right hand to your left around your back. Then you want to look up something called Bob Hummer's Hummer card. That is what you're referring to, Bob Hummer's Hummer card. You can get the instructions for it for very inexpensive. You might also look at, honestly, what I would suggest you look at even better than that would be Steve Fearson's floating cigarette. Not that I suggest you smoke, but the hookup, if wink wink, the hookup for Steve Fearson's floating cigarette effect is really, 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 really good, and I think you'll enjoy that a lot better than the Hummer card effect. That's what I suggest looking at. What else we got here? We're Impossible. You mean the Hummer card? The it will break, and I know you didn't mean it, but I'm not gonna pronounce the the initials for secret magic reasons. Um, the Magic Minute happened to know the book title. The book title for what, Justin? You're gonna have to ask me that again because I don't know. I actually have the cards. Oh, I'm just unpopular opinion. The Raven isn't good. It was just good for its time. Not now, though. That is an unpopular opinion. So you know what? I have to. Can I touch on this? I want to touch on this. I want to talk about this. So the Raven is good, but the Bat is better. Unfortunately, you can't find the Bat anymore. I think about the last ones that were ever made, and I would seriously go after. I would seriously go after. I would seriously go after the Bat if you can find it. What did you think of Brian's hairstyle? I like it. Are you talking about his new hair or his hair? His Hey guys, I'm Brian Brushwood and the Modern Rogue. Yeah, I can't do Brian. Only Brian can do Brian. No, I like it. I think it looks good. I think it's about time. He's not on tour anymore. He's not performing magic shows professionally anymore. That was a way to get people to talk about him, and it worked. So, but now that he's got the Modern Rogue and Scam Nation and all this stuff, Night Attack, he doesn't need to draw that kind of attention to himself. He's settling down and becoming a daddy, or is a daddy, and has a different career now. So it's not necessary to wear the hair like that anymore. I've only ever known him with the hair that's changed. So, yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I think it's nice. 2-Foot Giant is here. What's up, 2-Foot? AMS says the Hummer card sucks. I don't think it sucks. I think it's good. I think in the right hands it's good. The way I see it performed on the street a lot is just it's like mechanical and whatever. I think that, I think in most instances it's not the magic trick that sucks. It's the performance of a magic trick that sucks. You can take the simplest thing and make it a beautiful art piece that will bring people to tears. Some people might go, gypsy thread, that's stupid. What, some pieces of string go back together? Well, yeah, but you can do it. You do it to music, and you tell a story about how this line represents the moments in your life and how they've been, they're all separated and only flashes of joy throughout your life, and then a sea of darkness, and then you met the love of your life, and they filled the missing pieces and restored you to your whole. Or something, right? I'm just riffing here, but it's about the story. It's about making people care, because just flicking a card back and forth, yeah, that's nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. But but that's not to say that the trick itself is inherently bad. People perform it poorly, and I think there's an important distinction there. Title for the Erdnase book. It's The Expert at the Card Table, annotated by Martin Gardner. That's the name of it. Zacatax is old. He's not old. He's not old. Yeah, he's kind of old. No, he's not old. He's only a little bit older than I am. I think he's like 10 years older than I am or something. Amos Magician is the Bat a vanishing device too. The Bat is made by the same company, Shazpro, the same company that makes the Raven, or it was. You can go to Shazpro's website directly and see if they have it for sale. But I liked it a lot better than the Bat. I have both. Or than the Raven. I like the Bat a lot better than the Raven. But I have both. Actually, I have 2 Ravens and a Bat. And I like the Bat better. I think it's more versatile. I think it allows you to do more interesting things. Doesn't make any noise, which is a big deal. If you guys know what I'm talking about, winkety wink winks. I like the Bat better. Now, am I everybody? No, but I found it to be a much more useful tool to accomplish a lot of different types of effects than the Raven. The Raven's kind of a one-trick pony. So let's see where we're at. Why was that flagged? I don't know why things are getting flagged, y'all. I'm sorry about this. This has got to be so obnoxious. I pray that you guys bear with me. I know it's obnoxious. I'm going to have to just tweak it as we go into future live streams. I'm going to look at this and I'm going to see what ended up happening and why things were blocked or whatever, and fix this, because I think it's a little bit too strict. I don't like it. Zach Attack is asking me, is the Mint Box by Daniel Garcia any good? I don't own it. I like here's what I've heard about it. Okay. I can give you my hot take, and a hot take in journalistic terms is the lowest quality ethics to a lazy journalist who is just going based off of some stuff that they heard, but without doing any kind of journalistic due diligence. So take that for what it is. But I've heard that the effect is beautiful. I've seen the effect. I've seen video of the effect, and it is beautiful, and it's seems like a killer thing to carry with you in your pocket. Like, oh my God, like I could do a miracle anytime. But I've heard that at least early on that the gimmicks were a bit on the fragile side. I don't know if that's been fixed or if that was just one person's opinion or whatever, but I would encourage you to look more into that, because maybe that's a thing. I've heard that the gimmick has broken for some people under what they would consider normal use. That's not to say that the effect isn't great and maybe that hasn't been fixed, or that was one person who said that. That's just what I've heard. So take that for what it is. It's hearsay, and I can't corroborate that or back that up with anything else. But besides, I think I heard a guy say something once. So I think it's pretty, but I haven't done too much of a deep dive into it. Legion is here. What's up, Legion? The troll bot is killing everybody today. I'm so sorry, y'all. If you guys are just joining us, I have my chat bot. He's being an absolute tool and blocking everybody and spamming the crap out of everything, and I can't change it while I'm in my stream. So please forgive me, and we will make sure to lessen the sensitivity on him next time and make it a little bit easier for people to actually talk instead of getting spammed like this. I'm so sorry. Why didn't a wormhole open? I don't know. Why didn't a wormhole open? Maybe I'm missing something. Everyone I've talked... Okay, Twofoot says, Zach Attack, yes, everyone I've talked to has said that it's great. Okay. Justin, you can spam because you're a mod, dude. The bat should still be available. Yeah, well, you can't find it anywhere. It's unavailable. The bat is unavailable, but is available with the DVD. I went to the Shaz Pro website. I used to buy all my stuff from just straight from Penguin Magic, because Penguin has an incredible selection of stuff, and I really like the cut of the jib of the people over there. I've been really impressed with the work that they're doing. They're somewhere in between like old hokey magician magic trick. Oh, I got a coin behind your ear, and then cutting your arm open to pull that quarter out because you swallowed it and shoved it out of your eyeball and stuff. So they're somewhere like in the middle there. Like they have some cool edgier magic, but then they also have stuff that's like just solid workers. And I think that if I'm going to be like buying stuff for like the stuff that I'm actually going to use in my show in a professional environment, I tend to go with Penguin Magic. I like them a lot, and they have on offer the kind of stuff that I want to buy. So it's actually only been recently, I talked about this in my podcast, but it's only been recently that I've gone back to Illusionist or Theory 11 and really taken a hard look at what they have on offer there, and have been seeing that there's some really solid stuff that they have, and I can't say anything. They've got some really cool stuff out. I've been really taken with the Silver Edge by Kim Anderson. It's really got my attention, and I'm gonna be thinking really hard about maybe buying that because it looks really, really cool. Liam says, I'm good, just woke up, can't get back to sleep, so I popped on YouTube and caught your stream. Woohoo! It says, well, my hit was valid. It was, Caps. Okay. All right. There you go. So it is live on the Shaz Pro website. Okay, great. Yeah. You're going to want to buy, if you get the bat, let me tell you something. If you're going to get the bat, make sure that it comes with the other accessories for the bat. Okay, there's a PK rings and like a shim and a thing and some other things. Make sure you get that all as one kit, because that's what's going to help you expand your use case with the bat. Just using it on its lonesome is fine, but you're going to find that you're going to really, really be glad that you got the accessory kit if it doesn't already come with those accessories. You definitely want to get those. So just putting that out there, but important to know. Penguin's great. Murphy's would be better if they sell me things, but no. Do I detect a little bit of bitterness there, 2foot? I don't know. Zack Attack says, do you plan on going on Penn and Teller? I was in there. I kind of was already on the show, actually, in a manner of speaking. I'm in the show bumper. I have a good friend named Trig Watson or Trig Burge, and he is fabulously talented individual. And he's got the idea about he wants to be a household name, and so he's going the whole. I'm going to be on TV a whole bunch. He actually wrote and created some of the Magic for Humans, the latest season 2. He went to go live in L.A. and worked on that show, and his name is in the credits. He worked on the show. He's a good friend of mine. I'm very proud to know him. And met him at TAOM. You can make some really amazing friends at TAOM. And in a lot of ways, in a lot of respects, he has gone on to do very, very large and impressive things that I dream about doing someday. I in some ways I live through him vicariously. The work that I do is sometimes it's very glamorous and very fancy and very cool, but he does cruise ships and I really can't do those because of my family situation. I can't be gone that long. Does some really cool trade shows and corporate events that I wish I could do, but he gets to do them because he's got some kind of notoriety and does all the hard work and the legwork to get on these programs. And he was on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, and he asked me if I would help out on his bumper for his show. So we do this little thing where I'm interacting on the screen. He's got his laptop open, and for like a half a second, I'm on the screen in that bumper whenever he's like handing something to me, or I'm handing something to him through the screen of the laptop. And so I already was on Penn and Teller's Fool Us in a respect. I also did Masters of Illusion with him, where you can actually see a lot more of that. I did a lot more. I was on stage on an iPad, which was cool. I've been able to do all my stuff remotely. I haven't had to leave my living room to be on all these TV shows. But yeah, so there's that. Am I going to go on the show for real? I don't know. Brian told me that he's got some connections, could probably get me in touch with the people that book it if I wanted to go do the program. Yeah, I might go do it. I might just go to say what the heck, why not? I have to get in touch with him after all this virus stuff goes away, and not only to shoot more episodes with him for Scam Nation, but yeah, to take him up on maybe help him get me in touch with the producers for that program again. Yeah, I might do it. I've thought about it. Leave a like, people. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if you like the content, you guys are here, please leaving likes on the channel really does help me to increase my ability to all the YouTube algorithm. I got to play a game with YouTube, and leaving a like or a comment really does help. Sharing, of course, helps. All those kinds of wonderful things, and I appreciate your consideration. So thank you if you do that. It means a lot to me. So it's not mandatory, of course, so nobody expects you to do it, but it sure does help me out a lot. So thank you. Sick by Sean Fields. That's through the through the neck thing. Is that what that one is? No, it's Saw. I don't know what Sick is. I know what Saw is. Alan, since you were homeschooled, you should make a video how to make friends at TUM if you're homeschooled and an introvert. Well, you know what? The cool thing about Magic is that I was an introvert. So I was an introvert. I'm actually still what I would consider a closeted introvert, or a extroverted introvert. I get to wear a mask sometimes, and I get to feel like a magician, and that's when I put on that jacket and I go out the door. It's kind of like my Superman cape, and Magic allows me to show a side of my personality that is usually very kept secret, and I'm usually not that boisterous of a person unless I'm around close family or whatever, but I'm usually pretty shy, and I was always very shy. And magic allowed me to ascend to this superhero, and it's a persona. You know, it's the best part of myself, the part that I always wished I could be. So yeah, I don't know. I think that by doing magic and being around other people who love magic, you're going to automatically find that you're going to have an easy time talking to people because you're going to all know about the same stuff, and it's going to be really fun. That's the fun part about hanging out at TAOM or convention, Magic Live, whatever, because you get to connect with other people about stuff that you know about. Like, if I try to talk to my wife about what's a lapel spread, she has no idea what that means. Maybe it's maybe a cheese plate. What do you mean? What's a lapel spread? But yeah, so you'll find that you'll have stuff in common with people, and it makes it a whole lot easier to make friends. So let's see where we got. Thank you for all for being here. Wow, we got so many people on tonight. Holy heck. So thank you guys for tuning in. We got a whole lot of people here. Thank you guys for being here tonight. It looks like we got 66 viewers right now. This is the highest this channel's ever had. Thank you guys all for being here tonight. So glad you're here. If you haven't, please think about hitting the subscribe button, the bell icon. I'm a full-time professional magician, and I teach tips, tricks, and tutorials on how to elevate your magic to that next level. If that sounds neat, I really invite you to subscribe. Hit the bell icon. We do videos every Thursday at noon, and then live streams usually on Friday nights at 10 o'clock. So I hope that I see you guys here. Thank you so much for coming to join us. Let's see. Lapel spread is the obituary of a deck of cards. Wow. So, guys, hit the notification bell and make sure you know when Alan starts the stream. Yes, please. Thank you, guys. Do you think Nate Staniforth will eventually reveal the lottery trick? You know what? I want to say that I know what that is, and I don't. I'm a fan of Nate Staniforth, and I know that him and I are competing for the Making Magic Real tagline. I say turning tricks into real magic. He says something similar, and I think that there's going to come a point where we both know Brian, and we both been on Scam Nation. We're going to have to argue with one another about who gets to use it going forward. I don't know. I'm just playing, but I think that might happen. The lapel spread kills your cards. Yes and no. Let me actually touch on that real quick since we're doing that, since we're talking about it. Okay. I'm gonna bring this guy up here so you guys can still hear me, I hope. And we'll bring this guy down here. Ooh, look, we're getting dynamic. Ooh, the dynamism. Look. Ooh, yeah. It can kill your cards, but you know what I try to do is I try to even it out. I mean, it's just like anything else. You do shuffles. Shuffle will ruin your cards. You get that bend there that you're talking about, right? That little dip. But if you just are flipping them over and you're doing it equally to both sides, it does tend to help. I also do one-handed shuffles to move things the other way. That tends to help sometimes. Let's see if I can get that. There you go. Yeah, but I think not wearing things out one way, because if you just do all the lapel spread the same way over and over again, you'll end up with a deck that's basically folded in half lengthwise, and you don't want that. Let me see if I can get down here where the air is clear. Okay, beautiful. Bends in a way you can never fix. Something that would help with that, and again, it sounds like I'm a sales machine or something, and I just am affiliated with all these companies. I'm not. I'd like to be, but I'm not. But you see that guy right there? This thing is one of the best things you can buy. For that, that was added aftermarket. That was my friend Joe working on a engraving. But aftermarket, this guy right here. This is a Joe Porper card clip, and I swear by these things. I love these things, especially if you're a performing magician, because you're going to be carrying your cards in your pocket. If you're wearing a suit jacket or something, here in Texas, it just gets too darn humid, and those cards end up warping in their box. So one of these keeps those cards nice and flat, gorgeous. You can restore a deck that's been used up a lot, and it will help fit those back to a usable condition. Super great. I would recommend picking one of those up. Again, I don't have any affiliation with Joe Porper or anybody who sells them. Just think they're really great. Let's see here. What do we got? Did Brian post learning? Okay. Did Brian post something? I don't know. He might have. It'd be nice if he did. AMS Magician says, do you have a one-handed shuffle tutorial? Yes, I do. I actually have several on the channel. I have one called like One-Handed Shuffle Revisited, One-Handed Shuffle HD. I've actually tried to do it a couple of times, but I've been disappointed every single time that I have because I just couldn't get the technology wasn't there. Or I couldn't afford the technology to record it the way that I wanted to, because you got to get really up close and you got to shoot it from different angles. And I didn't have the experience or the technology to do it well before, but I do now. And it is on the list of things to do, to shoot. There's a viewer of the channel named Lane who wanted to have me shoot these videos. So that's going to happen pretty soon. If you're still here, guys, we got a lot of people joining us here tonight. I am so grateful for you guys are all here, and I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Please come and join us again next Friday at 10 p.m. and watch the regular content on Thursdays at noon. I want to make sure that just get that message out for those who are just joining us and don't know what we're doing here. Thank you all for being here tonight. Let's see. Cole Diamond says, I think we peaked at viewer-wise at like 103. That's amazing. That's so cool. I'm going to have to go back and look at this and see what happened and why so many people joined the stream right now. But that was really fun. That was cool. And thank you guys all for coming. If you're watching this now or later, it was super cool. It was like we had a big party here for a minute. I'm so grateful. If you're joining the stream for the first time, I'd really ask you to leave a comment so I can say hi to you and thank you for being here personally. If you're like what I do on this channel, it's not immediately obvious, but I have a Facebook community page just for the Magic Minute where you can go join and talk with me one-on-one. You can hang out with other magicians and learn from them, from each other. It's a pretty cool thing. So I would definitely recommend that you go check that out. Let's see. AMS, I'm got to catch over here. I don't like my card clip. It is difficult but cool. Oh, the lapel spread. Yeah, we lost a lot of viewers. Well, I think that the people who came in, I'm not sure why so many people came in, but I'm glad they did. But I think probably what happened was Brian posted something, or that might have happened, or something else happened, and the people who are still here actually figured out that maybe they want to watch what I'm doing. So I expect that people probably drop off. I wasn't expecting that many people stay on for that long. So it's cool, but I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna be dipping down. Where can I get an Apex deck? You can get one actually from scamstuff.com. Brian Brushwood owns the rest of that stock. I sold the rest of what I have to him. He's got the rest of my inventory, or now his inventory, and you can buy those from him. I am going to be doing a giveaway on this channel pretty soon. We have some wonderful donations. We have a patron through Patreon, an actual patron who has donated 3 months at a $10 level for somebody to join the Patreon so they can get all that cool behind-the-scenes content we were talking about earlier, and some other cool bonuses. There's going to be a couple Magic DVDs, some decks of cards. I'm going to be throwing in a signed deck of Apex Bomb deck cards in that package too. I don't know how that thing is going to take place yet, but it should be pretty dang cool, and it just seems to be snowballing and building. So we're going to build something really great and do some kind of big giveaway. So I hope that you guys check that out and stay tuned for that, because that's going to be awesome. It's from 2009, yeah. Where can I get the okay, I'll just still checking. Let me check Alan's channel though. We're gonna find a laser deal outside of YouTube. The laser deal. Are you talking about Leonard Green's deal where you deal the cards down and they vanish into the laser beam? Is that the one you're talking about? Because it's Leonard Green that put that out. Don is here. What's up, Don? Nice to see you. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you. The YouTube tutorials for the laser deal trash, where I can find a good tutorial. I don't know if that's the laser deal, AMS. I think that's the only thing I know of that would be, I would refer to as the laser deal. It would be Leonard Green's deal with the deck of cards, where he deals the cards down and then he brushes the table and shows his hands empty every time he deals the cards into the laser beam, but then he can pull the cards back out of the laser beam. That's Leonard Green. I don't know which volume it's on, but I know that I've seen it on Penguin Magic. So I would look up Leonard Green. That's I believe that is open in web browser. I think that is spelled, if I can get this thing to work. Leonard, Lennrt Green. Leonard Green. Check him out. He should have the video on there on Penguin. That's where it should be. And you're learning from the man himself, the person who invented it. So, oh, there's another resource you should check out, actually. Oh, gosh. I can see it in my head. Hang on tight, okay? I'm going to go over here. I believe I saw this on Illusionist. Leonard. I believe. Hold on. Hang with me, guys. Hang with me. We're going to check this out. A study on Leonard Green. You might want to take a look at that too. This is on Illusionist, okay? I don't know if the laser deal is on the video, but he calls it the snap deal. Cards to coins, snap bottom deal, snap color change, the top shot, and 8 other routines, slides, and shuffles. There is a instant downloadable video for $40 on Illusionist. Again, I'm not sponsored or anything, but I've seen that there, and that seems like it's pretty cool. So that might be good. Yes, Green Magic Volume 1. There you go. So Green Magic Volume 1 or The Illusionist Study of Leonard Green. Just punt those two. You can decide which one you think is the one you want to watch. But there you go. Gentlemen and ladies, if you're with me tonight, I'm sorry to do this, but it's 10 o'clock. I was only expecting to be on for about 15 or 20 minutes, and I have to take my son for a wellness checkup tomorrow at the doctor very early in the morning. And I can't be up too much later, guys. So I think I might have to call it a night. I'm very sad to have to do that, but I'm so grateful that we all got to come here tonight and hang out for a little while. I've enjoyed answering all your questions. And if you have any other questions, please go join us on the Facebook community page. There's links all throughout the Streamlabs comments, including where you can find me on Facebook. And I hope that you'll join me over there and you'll ask your questions there. Thank you all so very much for watching. I've had a blast hanging out with you. I got to get going, but you guys stay safe, eat your vegetables, go to bed on time, don't pass gas in the car, and yeah, that's all I got. Drink 8 glasses of water a day or something like that. Good night, guys. I'll see you soon.